fairly easy, and you can give as much detail or as little detail as you want. So
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
free to just say whatever you want. So what challenges were you going through before you and I actually started working together?
So I had I don't know. I'm finding it's more common than I think it is. But I was having the problem that I almost identified too many challenges. Right. I know myself really well. I'm the kind of guy that researches everything, and it's like I went through so many techniques and so many different problems that I'm like I identify so much more problems, and I don't know where to start. I didn't know what to do next. And what interested me with this technique or the idea of hypnosis is that I could, it wasn't about me, like I wouldn't have control over this, that there was something that would like unlock in my brain, that's what drew me to this.
Wow. Wow. So the from what I got from that, you basically know yourself very well and know your own limitations. And because you identify with so many of them, it was hard for you to really identify which one to start with first and which one was the prevailing limitation, which actually led to other limitations, and which ones really to start with to affect as many as possible and get the best benefit out of attacking the first one first, correct?
Yeah, exactly. It was like, it's what really struck me during the session that we had. There was many things, and you kind of all have, we all have our little ranking in our head of what's the worst and what's the one you want to tackle first, and during the session, it became abundant. Like there's one of the issues that looks like just shone through, like, Max, this is the thing that's bothering you. Like, what the hell are you doing? And it was actually like probably, one of the issues that was like, fifth or sixth on the list, but I came out of that session with such a clear mind about it. It was like, oh yeah, this is what's bothering me. And I'm realizing how much it's affecting every other problem, and it's giving me like a better grasp on all the other issues that I had. That I'm like, oh wow, well now that I've fixed this, or now that I've taken steps towards this, everything else seems like a little lighter.
Awesome. Wow. That's excellent. So, how had these challenges really affected your ability to perform and grow your business?
Oh, tremendously. It was, to a point that I was bringing everything to a standstill, um, overthinking things and overanalyzing things and changing my service offering over and over to a point of putting myself into a dangerous financial situation. It's scary. It goes really fast. And, now I feel so much more confident and so much more in control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's extremely powerful.
Excellent. Excellent. So you touched on this a little bit, and if you want to go into more detail, please do so. And if you want to just restate what you did before, that's fine too.
Mm-hmm.
What was your experience with the hypnosis?
None at all. I've done a couple different things. I've tried meditation. I think a lot of people tried Headspace, the app on your phone. And that was probably like the other most successful thing I've done before. It was nice. It was pretty easy. It was like 10 minutes a day. I could kind of just put time, like an alarm on my phone, like actually Headspace did it for you. I would just kind of tell you like, hey, time to meditate. And I would do it, and it helped me. But I felt like, I don't know, like I wasn't sticking to it, or I wasn't, I don't know, like the 10 minutes became too long, like even if it's not, that was just really kind of problematic for me. And it's like I couldn't get into it. I couldn't stay with it. I did it for about, I'd say like 3 months every single day. And that was like a big change for me to do anything for 3 months consistently. And then I just like kind of stopped, like I just went to like doing it whenever I had time. And then just like, I don't know, I haven't done it in like a year now.
Wow.
And this feels more like something I would do consistently. First of all, because I don't see the time go when I do it, apparently, or like that's what happened the first time, like we did it, and like I thought I had closed my eyes for like 10 seconds. I looked at the time on the Slack call, and it was like 38 minutes had passed. I'm like, all right, cool. So like, I guess I don't really need to find the time, like it's really because with all the other techniques that I do, I find myself getting bored, you know?
Right.
That's simple. I think it's our 21st century attention span, you know, like goldfish, you know, like 5-second attention span. If it takes any longer to that, like in our perceived time, we just won't do it.
Right. And you bring up a good point as far as perceived time, because it's not the actual time that it takes, it's the time that we believe that it takes. So
yeah, because it's
I'm really
ridiculous, you know, like I can't spend 10 minutes to better myself every day, but that's the truth though. It's something you have to accept, and that I have to accept myself.
Right.
That's where I've come.
Exactly. So what changes have you noticed since you've done hypnosis? And I know that you've only done one session, and sometimes the first session can still be very profound. What changes have you noticed, if any?
Yeah, well, I was shocked. I'm not saying that everyone will have this reaction, but I came out of it like emotional, you know, like I was going to cry, because it was so powerful for me to discover what had been really, really nagging at me for so long. Mm-hmm. and something that was deep in my subconscious, you know, the whole, if I go a little bit deeper into what it was, it's really stupid, but the big issue, and you'll understand why this was like 5th or 6th, but on my list, but the big issue that I had is that the house is filthy and I can't keep it up. I can't seem to do the chores that I have to do. You know, like I can't seem to clean up, and everything is always cluttered and messy, and that's something that really, really bothers me. And I know that's something that really bothers my wife. I know she gets anxiety from that. Mm-hmm. But it's something that I always kind of like push to the next thing, right? Because making money was more important. Bettering my services was more important. You know, redoing my email list was more important. Writing a blog post was more important. Because all those things in my head was like, that's going to bring me money. You know, that's what's going to make my business better. But now I realize it's like, no, it's like, if my house is not clean, if my environment, and if my office is not organized, I can't do any of those things productively.
Right.
And right away, I went and I cleaned, and I spent the whole day after, you know, just like cleaning the whole house, and not necessarily like deep cleaning, washing the walls and everything, but finding a place for everything and making sure that, you know, the counters are bare, and that like my office has like nothing on the desk, or like everything has a reason for there. And it's insane, but I woke up and I felt more rested. Like I went in the kitchen to make my coffee, and there was nothing around. I didn't have to like dodge things, you know, like it felt nicer. I felt like I slept better after that, you know?
Wow. Yeah. That is really amazing. I've done this with quite a few people, and most of the clients that I've seen have said that they notice a gradual increase in the changes that they have in their lives and in their business. And that's going to be one of the biggest noticeable changes that someone has told me about. So thank you so much for sharing that. That's really awesome.
I instantly felt the difference. It was insane.
Wow. So what would you say to others who are experiencing similar challenges to yours?
So I think that the main thing that I would say is to not be scared about it. Like, I know that like hypnotherapy has a lot of like weird connotations to it, right? Because I think the only exposure we have to hypnotists are like the guys that like make you do hypnosis and like whatever. But like this is very different, and it's more about, you know, exploring your subconscious and unlocking the door that's present, you know, between the reality and the subconscious, and that's a really, really, really powerful thing. And so just, you know, I guess I would tell them not to be scared of it to begin with. And then I would also tell them to not, you know, ironically, I would tell them not to take the first session for granted. Mm-hmm. You know, I had a good reaction, but I know that some of those things take time. Mm-hmm. But I can definitely vouch for, you know, the potential power behind such a thing. It might not work for you on the first time, but I can tell you that if you stick with it, the potential power here is incredible.
Wow, that's. I'm really glad that you wanted to have this interview with me. That I'm glad that I was able to have this interview with you as well. So, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, no, I think that's all I had. I just want to thank you. It was amazing.
You're very welcome, and I look forward to working with you more in the future. So, absolutely.